If you're interested in hearing about the top 3 immigration mistakes that you must avoid in 2021, watch this video. Guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I'm Latoya McBean Pompey. I'm an immigration lawyer in New York, and each week I give you the latest immigration news and my winning tips so that you guys can live happily together right here in America. Videos are uploaded each week, and I invite you to stick around by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. And also, guys, if you need legal help, don't hesitate to call my law office at 718-301-9732. Now let's talk about the 3 mistakes that you cannot make in 2021. If you made any of these mistakes in 2020, I know that you're going to be like, ugh, I feel you, Latoya. I feel you. I understand, because I made these mistakes in 2020 or even in 2019, and it is costing me so much now. Oh my God, is it costly? And so, guys, I meet with so many of you each month during consultations, and I hear your stories, and I know that many of you are out there doing immigration on your own, or you got the wrong help. And so mistakes happen during your process, and you're feeling a great deal of anxiety right now, and in some cases pain, because of what's happening with your immigration process. That could have maybe have been avoided, right, if the mistakes were not made. So I do want to share my top 3 things or mistakes that you must avoid in 2021 if you're out there and you have not filed your paperwork yet, but you're on the brink of filing. This video is really for you. And guys, share it with other people, because you never know, as I always say, who will need this information. And also be sure to stick around all the way until the very end, because in the end, that's when I'm going to share with you my number 1 mistake. Now let's get into it. Mistakes can be very, very, very costly. Very costly. Because when you make a mistake during the immigration process, guys, as you know, it's costly to fix. Because when the real mistakes happen, like the 3 I'm going to talk about in this video, you most likely have to go to either your lawyer or a new lawyer or some lawyer and tell them, hey, here's what happened and here's the situation now, and I really need you to fix this. And in many cases, the lawyer can fix the problem, right? But in some cases, it's already too late. So there's the legal fees that you now have to pay to fix these mistakes. Secondly, guys, mistakes can lead to the delay in your case. And we already know that case processing times are already so slow. And who needs further delays with the case, right? Thirdly, we know that mistakes can keep you separated from your family longer, or if you're here together in America, the delay with your case because of the mistake can lead to more fear and anxiety about what's going to happen next. Is ICE going to come knocking on my door? Am I going to get a denial, right? It leads to all of those issues. And then lastly, guys, and this is the worst one, mistakes can lead to a denial of your case. And again, that's definitely not what you want. Although in some cases, even if you are denied, in some cases, it can be remedied. It can be cured. And I've talked about that in other videos. Now, let's talk about the first mistake that you really want to avoid in 2021. If you're ready, type in ready, 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 ready. So here it goes. The first mistake, guys, is this: not reading the instructions. Not reading the instructions. Did you guys know that the government has instructions on its website about how to prepare the forms? How to prepare the immigration forms. Every form, if you go to USCIS.gov, guys, and you type in the form number, you will see the form there, the PDF version of the form, but you will also see instructions to the forms. And so read the instructions, because by not reading the instructions, it can ultimately lead to a major mistake. For example, you may miss a very important required piece of evidence that the instructions clearly tell you to include, such as passport photos or birth certificates or a marriage certificate or affidavits, sworn statements from others, right? The instructions tell you what evidence you're to include with your filing. It also tells you the filing fees, where to file. It gives so much information to you, and that's on the USCIS part. If you're going through the State Department NVC or National Visa Center process, on the State Department's website, guys, they also provide instructions on how to go through those steps, right, of the consular process. So you want to be sure to read instructions very carefully so as to avoid costly mistakes. Now, the second big mistake that you want to avoid in 2021, guys, is using a family friend or an accountant or paralegal or some random person to prepare your immigration case. Guys, I cannot tell you the number of times when I do meet with people and they say things to me like, oh, I worked with this person on my case and I don't even know what he or she put on the paperwork. I don't even have copies of it. I cannot even get a hold of that person anymore. I can't find that individual anymore. And then when I drill down deeper to find out who did you actually meet with, that's when I learned that, oh, it was, some man that my mother told me about or that she used back in the day, or my uncle's friend, or this paralegal. I'm not even sure if she's a lawyer. I think she's a paralegal. And so those are the individuals that will get you in trouble because they're practicing immigration law without authorization, by the way. They're practicing immigration law and they're in the dark because they don't even know the new rules. Rules have changed so drastically since Trump came into office. There's so much to know, so much to learn. Many immigration lawyers find it difficult to keep up with all of the changes, much less that random person who has been doing immigration filings in the neighborhood since the 1980s, and he's really not up to speed on what's going on. So I then see people come to me who gotten a denial or gotten into very big trouble with the government, right? Because their case just wasn't prepared properly. So guys, work with a credible, licensed attorney on your immigration case. Work with us. Give our office a call so that we can help you sort things out and get back on the right track. And I'm going to put our office phone number here. It's 718-301-9732. Now let's get into the third mistake, guys, that you must avoid in 2021. And that mistake, guys, it's number one from my perspective, guys, and that is making the mistake of lying or misrepresenting the facts. Yes, guys, I'm going to nail some of you here. I'm going to nail you because you do this, right? You lie. The fancy word for this is misrepresentation. But it's just a very short word called lying, right? And so here's how this plays out, and here's why this is so dangerous. Because when you commit misrepresentation, guys, and the government finds out about it, it will complicate your case. And obviously, it will also lead to a denial, right? And so I've had people say to me that, well, Latoya, we're not living together anymore. I'm not together with my spouse. I don't even, know where she stays at night, but we're not together anymore. And I have my green card interview coming up. And so she has agreed to go with me to the interview. And when we get there, we're going to make it seem as if we're still together, as if we're still living in the marital home and all is well with us. And guys, I tell you, I see so many couples who this strategy just doesn't work. It doesn't work because the government has gotten a whole lot better at determining whether you're in marital unity or together or not. And so if you walk into an immigration interview with the plan to lie and they nail you or they get you confused with their questions and you begin to say things that you can't even keep track of, and you walk away from that meeting feeling like, whoa, what just happened here? And you then feel a lot of fear and anxiety for months waiting on the decision letter, only to get a letter that says, during the interview, you said all these things, yet here's what we found to be true, and this is inconsistent, and you've got to now explain yourself, or we've denied your case, right? And that's not really what you want to see happen. Or the other thing that people do is, they're filling out these paperwork and they lie on the paperwork, right? Maybe they are hiding the fact that they are married to someone else but never divorced, right? So there's so many things that people do that's just not right during the immigration process, and it ultimately, for many people, it does catch up with them. So my number one tip, guys, for you to avoid doing in 2021 is misrepresenting to immigration, because it is against the law, it's a violation, and it can lead to a denial. So again, friends, my top 3 mistakes to avoid in 2021 are not reading the instructions carefully. Secondly, using a family friend, accountant, or some random person, paralegal, to file your immigration case. And then thirdly, lying or misrepresenting the facts to immigration. I hope you found this video helpful. Comment below, share it with other people. As I said in my last video, share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it via email, share it on WhatsApp. Just go ahead and push this out to folks because they need to know what not to do in 2021 so that they could have a smoother immigration process. Guys, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.